Good evening, everyone. I'm Mayor Micah Watson, and I hereby call to order the November-December work session for the town of Cheverly, December 4th, 2025. We will start with the roll call. I am here, Town Administrator Galloway is here. I believe Mr. Deloach, the town attorney, is also online. Is the council member from Ward 1 here?
Present.
Council member Ward 2?
Here.
Council member Ward 3?
Present.
Council member Ward 4?
Present.
Council member Ward 5? And I do not see council member or hear council member Garces. Does anyone see? I do not see him. If you do see him, please let us know. And council member Ward 6.
Present.
Council member Fry is present. Seeing 6 of the 7 elected officials, a quorum is present to conduct business. The first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item is the approval of the agenda. Council, we have the audit, PEPCO, WSSC, Cheverly Day, Keller Construction, and a number of reports to hear. Are there any changes to the published agenda? Is there a motion to approve the agenda as published?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Briner, seconded by Council Member Fry. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes 5-0. The published agenda is adopted. The next item is the town audit. Mr. Galloway and Ms. Mock, this is all yours.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mayor. I do have Miss Alicia Scarlett here tonight that will be presenting the audit to the mayor and council on behalf of Mr. Diss. So Alicia is here. Give me 1 second.
And I should add to the record that the town treasurer, Ms. Diane Mock, is also on. Thank you for joining us.
Mayor, it appears that we're having some technical difficulty with Alicia. Just give us 1 moment, please.
All right, thank you. I see Alicia in attendees, so I'm going to try to make her a panelist.
Yeah, we've tried to do that.
It's not working.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Alicia, is that you?
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Okay, there we go. Yes, now I can.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Alicia Scarlett with Lindsay and Associates, and I'm here to present the draft of the 2025 audit report. The opinion letter can be found on pages 1 through 4. I'm not sure if you have a copy of it, but opinion letters, pages 1 through 4, and the town will receive a clean opinion, which is the opinion that you want to receive. Starting on page 5 through, I think, about 11 is the MD&A. And this,
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. Ms. Alicia, is this something that you can share on your screen?
let's see. Bear with me 1 second. Zoom doesn't always work nice for me, but give me a second.
If not, then you can send it to me and I can have Yvonne share it on the screen as you're going through it.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Maybe this will work. I guess it's not going to work. Okay, I'll send it right over to you, Delane.
All right. Please proceed with your oral presentation.
Okay, going back to the management discussion and analysis, it's found on pages 5 through, I think, about page 11. And this is written by management, letting the readers know various things that occurred during the year. If on page 8, there's a comparison spreadsheet there that compares 2025 to 24. And at the very bottom, net position was restated, and we'll touch on that later in the notes. But at the end of the year, the town finished with a net position of about 15.6 million. Page 10, there's another schedule of capital assets, just a comparison of 24 to 25. In 24, it was about 12.4. 25, you finished with almost 20 million. Debt is the next schedule there on page 10, comparing 24 numbers to 25. The statements begin on page 12. The first statement there is a statement of net position, otherwise known as your balance sheet. And this statement includes all of assets and all liabilities, current assets and non-current assets, as well as current liabilities and non-current liabilities. And your non-current asset there is the net capital assets. Non-current liabilities is going to be your compensated absences, employee benefits payable, net pension liability, and the bond payable. And at the bottom there, it shows total net position is 15.6 million. Over on page 13 is the income statement. It's shown as statement of activities, but it's just your income statement. On the left-hand side of the page, you have expenses that goes down the page, and then your program revenues go from left to right across the page, and about halfway down is your general revenues. And again, net position changed by almost about 1.9 million, showing the end of year of 15.6. Over on page 14 is the balance sheet, and this is just going to show all of your current assets and current liabilities. And then on the right-hand side, there's a reconciliation that reconciles back to the government-wide statements over on page 12. Page 15 is the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balances. And that's your income statement, shows all of your revenues at the top of the page, and then bottom of the page is are your expenditures, with the fund balance at the end of the year of about 6.5 million. And then there's a reconciliation to the right that reconciles back to the government-wide statement. Starting on page 16 are the notes, and most of it is just boilerplate information. I'll touch on a few of the notes here. On page 23 is note 3, deposits and investments, and that go on for about 2 pages, pages 23 to 24. At the bottom, you'll see MLGIP as the investment for the town there of about 2.2 million. Over on page 26, it's note 6, capital assets and depreciation. The town added about 8.3 million in capital assets with depreciation of 852,000. Next note that I'll touch on is over on page 34. Well, page 27 is note 7, which is the retirement plan, and that goes on for several pages. We don't want to fall asleep here, so I'll skip over all of that information. Page 34 is your long-term debt obligation, note 9. You'll see the town paid down about 145,000 in the bond payable. Page 38. Page 38, note 15. This is where the accounting change. There was an accounting change this year, GASB number 101. They decided that they wanted compensated absences to be shown for accrued sick leave to be shown on the statements. So net position was restated by about $103,000. And then on page 40 are all the schedules, and those go on for several pages, and it shows the original budget, final budget, and then the actual numbers on page 40, and then page 41 through I think about 46 or 47, you'll see budget versus actual comparison. And that's all that I have.
Great, thank you. Mr. Galloway, anything to add?
I'll defer to Diane.
I'll just add, you did also have a single audit on the ARPA money, and that is also included in this report at the end.
Correct.
And there are no findings on that, which is a good thing to point out.
Yeah.
Also, I'll just point out that the fund balance did come in where we discussed at our last meeting at $6,500,000, of which some of that is committed for several items. We have the highway user revenue of that $6,500,000. There's a portion for the highway user. There's a portion that remains unused portion of the bond money, which is $808,000, and the highway user was $578. The building was $808, and then $384 is committed for FY26 budget. So I know you're always interested in the remaining unassigned budget is approximately 4.767 at the end of the year. Last we looked at that's right where we were when we discussed last time.
Diane, I think I'm following what you're saying, but let me ask a question. The fund balance at on June 30, 2024, so the end of the last fiscal year, 24,
Yes.
was 5.6 million unrestricted. And then I thought that for FY25, the deficit was mathing out to be 462,000. Are both of those statements correct?
Let me give me a second. I have another little sheet here that I just want to look at.
Sure. And so I think we might be talking. Yeah.
Your the unrestricted fund balance at June 30th of 24, I'm just going to round for you, 5.6, just as you said. And then the use of the unrestricted for this year is approximately 450,000, leaving 5.1 million in unassigned. But on your FY26 budget, you did commit to spend, the revenues did not equal the expenditures. We have a shortfall of 384,000. So that would come out of that.
I see.
One.
Right.
So
that's what I thought you were doing. I had just never heard it articulated that way. But yes, I got you. Okay.
Okay. So that
yeah,
4.8.
Yeah. Got you. Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Council, are there any questions for Diane or for Alicia? I can't see if any of you put your hand up. I don't see any.
I have my hand up, Mayor.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Ms. Scarlett, can you just talk a little bit about the health of the town's finance, and, you know, especially the no findings of it? If you can elaborate a little bit more on that.
Well, we did not come across any issues to report. So I stated before that it's a clean opinion. Doesn't mean that there isn't something there, but we did not find anything. There are no material misstatements within the statements or the numbers that we audited or supporting documents that we requested. We received everything. So we did not, there's nothing there to report as far as an issue. And the single audit, the same thing. We don't have an issue to report there as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will just say that is fantastic news. We've almost we've gotten a little used to that in Chevrolet, which is great. But it is fantastic news and not as easy as it sounds. I also want to just say, yes, this FY25 did have a deficit, but it is only like 60% of the deficit that the mayor and council, including myself, voted for. We voted for a deficit of, I think, 845, and we ended up through fiscal prudence by the council, but primarily because of Mr. Galloway and Ms. Mock, at a deficit of 462. So almost shave the deficit almost in half, or the gap almost halfway. So I'm appreciative of that. Council, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, as this is a work session, we are open to public comment. Are there any questions or comments from the public on the audit presentation?
I don't see any. If I can, Mayor.
Yes, I don't see any. Did you have anything, Mr. Galloway?
Yes, sir. Just real quick. This was a team effort. Having Ms. Mock along with Director Brayman and Chief Morris, has been great. We're able to work together and work through whatever type of internal financial situations that we need to, but also having the support of the mayor and council. So thank you all, but I also want to say thank them, because without them, this would not be possible. So those are my comments. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Galloway. Seeing no further public comments or council comments, I think that takes us to our next agenda item, which is PEPCO. Mr. Galloway, over to you, and I saw Ronnie on the panelists, so go ahead.
Okay, so thank you, Mayor. As you all have indicated, we wanted to have more engagement with some of our utility companies, okay? And I do know I sent Ronnie some questions in advance as it relates to streetlights and maybe billing questions, but wanted to make sure that she was here to address some of the concerns, just so that you all know. There was a time in which we had a large string of street lights out. Ronnie has been great in assisting the town in getting those either replaced or repaired. But I'll turn the floor over to Ms. McTeer so that she can go through their process so that everyone understands, and also talk about the online reporting tool. So without further ado, I'll turn it over.
Good afternoon. I hope that you guys can hear me. Can you see me? All right, very good. All right. I just want to first start out by saying thank you so much for the opportunity to have and share information about PEPCO. I want to thank Mayor Watson and also DeLand for allowing me this opportunity. When we talk about streetlights and the outages that may happen with streetlights, it's a really easy, simple process for that to be taken care of and secured. There is a number that you can call, or you can go into the website and you put in the information. That information would be there's usually a number on the pole. So we need all of the pole numbers. If you have an address, that's even better. And oh my gosh, if you have pictures, that's even better than that, because that allows my team, my lighting team, to be able to find that light, right? And to be able to repair that light. Also, too, we have a survey where you can actually see the light by the address and the number on a quick, easy, I will call it it's like a website. You can literally see those lights. So I will be able to drop all that information into the chat so that you can have it at your disposal and your fingertips whenever you see a streetlight outage. And your next question? I'm ready for your next question.
Mr. Galloway, did you have an additional question?
No, I don't. Wanted to open it up to the mayor and council and the community, just to answer any from there. I do know that we had some issues at one point that we wanted to have addressed by PEPCO.
Thank you. Council Member Tanzi, and then other council members, and then we'll go to the public.
Hey, Ronnie, thanks for joining us and for helping me by email. And it was nice to meet you at the Business Roundtable. There are some lights that have been on and off, and I guess I'm curious if that is indicative of some infrastructure gaps in our lights in Cheverly. Are you aware of any sort of recurring issue, anything that could explain why some of our lights work and then stop working, a repair team comes out and fixes it, and then a couple weeks later it stops again? There are at least 2 or 3 around me that have been repaired 2 or 3 times in the past 6 months.
Thank you so much. That's a really good question. There is a team that is dedicated to repairing streetlights lights that are off, lights that are on. I have not, as of yet, heard of any significant issues with lights being off and on at this point. So I would highly suggest if you could send that information directly to me, the address, the poll number, and we can send a team out to address that, especially if it's been a problem. It's important that whenever you have situations such as that you report that immediately so that our team can make sure that they put a schedule together to come out and take a look and determine what in fact the problem is. So please let me know right away. You can send me an email. I'll drop my email in the chat, and you please send me that information, and we'll make certain that we understand what that problem is.
Great.
Next
Thank you
question.
very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Other council members? Oh, Councilmember Wade.
Yeah, this is more just a comment. Ronnie, great to see you earlier today in Annapolis at MML. Thank you for all the community engagement and work that you do. We still are scheduled to do our ride along in Ward 1, bring you to the town and look at any particular issues that are there. But thank you again for your leadership and coming here tonight and to discuss this important issue. Look forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm always excited to have an opportunity to learn about all of the municipalities that I work with. And I'm looking forward to riding with you and learning more about the city and where there are, I won't say issues, but opportunities for us to work together and collaborate to find an answer to any questions or concerns that the community or even the municipality may have. So thank you for that opportunity as well. And it was great seeing you.
Any other council members have any? Oh, Vice Mayor Bryan.
I suspect this is not a question for Ms. McTier, but one thing I wanted to raise, since this is a work session, is that it would be good to have an update on the transition of the streetlights to LED lights. I feel like we talked about that a little while ago, but haven't returned to it since.
Well, earlier this week, we had a discussion and we shared information about the streetlights. There had been some questions and concerns about which streetlights belong to the municipality and then what streetlights belong to SHA. And that has been a long, very long, very painful process. But I will tell you that PEPCO, what they've done is the first thing that they did, they provided a survey of all of our municipalities to show where the lights are, where they're located, and what streets. And there are some lights that were facing on the state highways. Those are the lights that were considered to be SHA. PEPCO has had significant conversations with SHA to determine who, in fact, should pay for those lights. And so I will tell you, we're coming to the end of that process. We have a team, an entire team, internal and external team that goes out and do the work on these streetlights available that is working on this process. I believe that there's probably around 10 or 12 members of this team, and they're dedicated to that. We've been having meetings, and there's going to be a lot more meetings to be had until we get this situation straightened out. If you have more questions specifically, you can give me a call, and I can set up a meeting with the manager of our outdoor street lighting team, and we can certainly walk through any particular issues or questions or concerns you may have.
Thank you so much.
You. Sure. Great question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that. Are there any members of the public that would like to speak on PEPCO? I'm trying to see if there are any hands. Thank you for adding the address, Ms. McTier, the email address. That's very helpful. I only see 4 attendees, and I don't see any of their hands up. Any other council or public comments or questions for PEPCO?
Mr. Price has his hand up.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Price. Your name and ward, you have 3 minutes.
Fred Price, Ward 4. my feelings are hurt. I have failed to do the job. I think everybody in town knows that coming out of 64th Avenue, there's been a light lamppost knocked down. I can't go to it and give you a number because it's knocked down, and it has been replaced. And it had been constantly third or fourth time it's been knocked down. That is a major areas for the workforce that comes up in my neighborhood in the Amazon. And if we're trying to increase public safety and walkability, how about putting that light back? But I'm just hurt that none of y'all knew that. None of y'all raised that. Please help me. Thank you very much.
So the locate. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for that question, that concern. One of the best things that you can do when it comes to any lights that have, or any street posts or poles that has been knocked down, what's important is that it has to be reported to us because we don't know. And so as a community, if you don't mind, if you can be our eyes and our ears when you see these light posts knocked down, broken, that needs to be repaired, please give us a call. Let us know. I'm going to be putting there's an email that you can go to and report these outages. And if there's like a broken pole, feel free to give me an email and let me know so that I can let our team know so that we can get that repaired. Pepco was very, very adamant about the safety of our communities, and it's the community that I live in as well. I live in Hyattsville in Prince George's County, and I certainly know how you feel when you see a pole or anything else that's not in its rightful place. We want it to be repaired, so please let me know. There's my email address. I'm happy to assist. Critical information, the address, and if there's a pole number, if there's a corner number, give me all that information. It makes it a lot easier for my team to find it and repair it. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Great question. Great concern.
Great. Thank you for that. Mr. Brayman or Mr. Cardenas or Mr. Galloway, anything further?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. If I may, excuse me there. I was actually in contact with Ms. Ferguson today, trying to catch up on this process. There's still a lot of work to be done, so it's not ready for prime time, if you don't mind me using that that phrase. But there are some things that we need to do, but that is something that she indicated that the state is a hurdle that she's working on as well. But we are still looking to continue in the process that we discussed earlier about how we may obtain the lights ourselves and then look to transition to LED. But the details still need to be fleshed out.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for that comment. You're correct. You're correct. It is a work in progress. And so our team is very diligent to bringing this to a close. So thank you so much for your patience and thank you for your comment, Mr. Brayman.
Great. Thank you. Are there any other comments on Pepco? Hearing none, thank you, Ms. McTier. It was good to see you today.
Thank you.
And we will stay in touch. I think that now takes us to Mr. Johnson's team from WSSC. Mr. Brayman, did you have an intro to this, or do you want to go straight to Mr. Johnson?
Let's let Mr. Johnson move forward. Hello, Mr. Johnson. Good to see you.
Hey, Mr. Brayman. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Well, before I start, I have to say it was great to see you, Mayor, also Councilmember Wade, and I believe I've met Ms. McTier at the event this morning at the MML legislative breakfast this morning. So I had to say that before we got started. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back, Steve. It's great to see you. I see you wearing that Alaskan hat. We'll talk about that later. Mayor Watson, Vice Mayor Brenner, Town Administrator Galloway, council members, Cheverly staff, Cheverly community members, guests, and WSSC team members. My name is Thomas Johnson, and I am the Government Affairs Manager under Director of Monica Marquina. I bring you greetings from our General Manager and CEO, Keisha Powell. During this meeting, we will discuss Task Order 201. I would like to ask my team members to come on camera to introduce themselves, and then we will proceed with the presentation. Ms. White, if you don't mind, can you please pull up the presentation? Also, if there are any questions, if you would allow us to get through the presentation, that would be great because we have a lot of information. And at the end, we'll definitely take all the questions that will come. So I'm not really able to see our friends at WSSC. There's Nadir. Nadir, can you please start introducing yourself?
Yes, I'm Nadir Al-Salam, Pipeline Construction Division Manager.
All right, Joy.
Yes, hello. I'm Joy Hamilton. I'm the Project Outreach Manager for WSSC Water. I do want to mention that this is the third time in the last, in 1 month, in 30 days, that I've been in a meeting with Ronnie. So, yeah, from PEPCO. So,
Good stuff. Mr. Flory.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jason Flory. I am the construction manager at WSSC Water at the Anacostia Depot. Thank you.
Mr. Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Calvin Johnson. I'm the contract manager, WSSC Water, Anacostia.
Mr. Abiodun.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Abiodun. I am the project manager in WSSC Water Pipeline Division.
I believe that's all our team members here. We will start.
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Calvin Johnson, contract manager. Today, we'll be speaking on Task Order 201. Here's a little background information. The work completed, 58 patches, 9 green areas were re-excavated, recompacted, and retested. We're currently waiting for the remaining compaction reports. Right now, we're waiting on 63rd Avenue to be submitted for review. The concrete restoration and the asphalt work associated with all the patches have been completed with the exception of the mill and overlay. We removed some work from the original task order, which will be added to another task order at a later time. There's a list of the streets that were removed. This would include the cleanouts and the lateral lining that's associated with the cleanouts, and these were on all of the non-priority streets that was designated by the town of Cheverly prior to us being started with some of the work, where some was deemed priority and some were deemed non-priority. And as I said, below it is a list of the streets that were removed, and that's going to be placed on another task order. The work remaining, just the work remaining that's at the top that's listed. There's approximately 1 mile of individual sewer laterals to be lined. Along with that, there's going to be some clean out installation. Then test the estimated completion time for this work. Right now, we're anticipating spring 2026. The remaining lateral lining on Laurel Avenue, which are considered priority streets, they're listed below. Could you scroll, please? Thank you. Up a little bit. There's a bullet at the bottom concerning final mill and overlay. At the top, can you scroll up just a little tad bit?
Ms. White, can you please scroll just a little bit up?
Okay, right there. Thank you. Okay, this is the final roadway, paving, striping, and landscaping restoration. Priority streets are estimated spring 2026. Those streets have already been designated by the town of Cheverly. Non-priority streets, estimated completion, summer 2026. Thank you. Could you scroll, please? Thank you. Town of Chevrolet project map. This is involving an environmental and sensitive area contract / project that's forthcoming for the town of Chevrolet. Here's listed is a list of streets. There's the map that's associated with it. All of the work isn't in the town of Chevrolet. We're probably met with Councilmember Fry. I believe Mr. Deloach was present. But there was a few Chevrolet representatives, and we did sort of like a soft briefing on this project. Strategically replacing and rehabilitating aging infrastructure to enhance services and reliability, replacing and repairing aging pipes and manholes as part of the sewer rehabilitation program, correcting structural deficiencies caused by soil, sediment, roots, and corrosion, preventing sanitary sewer overflows / backups, protecting the environment for future generations. The scope of work with this project is going to be approximately 1.1 mile of sewer pipe and 13 manholes to be rehabilitated. Sewer pipes and manholes rehabilitated using primarily trenchless methods. Completed project will extend the life of sewer pipes by at least 50 years. Estimated construction schedule, winter 2025 through winter 2026, weather permitting. And now I hand this portion off to Olabada.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Johnson.
You're welcome.
Good evening once again. My name is Abiodun. I am the project manager in charge of the upcoming water main replacement project in town of Chevrolet. Scope of work, Chevrolet Phase 1. WSSC Water will replace and relocate the aging and deteriorated of 1.51 miles of water main with diameter ranging from 8 to 12 inches using new zinc-coated ductile iron pipe that is expected to last up to 100 years. The current water main were installed 60 to 80 years ago and nearing the end of their life cycle. WSSC Water will replace the segment of the water service line that connects the water main to the property service line. Estimated construction schedule: fall 2026 to winter 2027 weather permitting. Mill and overlay work is scheduled to be completed in spring 2028, weather permitting also. On top of it, you will see the map of where the project is going to occur for the phase 1. Next slide, please. Chevrolet Phase 2 scope of work is the replacement and relocation of 2.33 miles of water main, varying in sizes from 4 to 12 inch, with new zinc-coated ductile iron piping, which is expected to have a lifespan up to 100 years. The existing water main were installed between 50 to 90 years ago and are approaching the end of their operational lifespan. WSSC Water will replace the segment of the water service line that connects the water main to the property service line. Estimated construction schedule: spring 2028 to summer 2029, weather permitting. Mill and overlay work is anticipated to be finished by summer 2029, weather permitting. Next slide, please. Scope of work, Chevrolet Phase 3. WSSC Water will be replacing 0.1 miles of 8-inch water mains using new zinc-coated ductile iron pipe that is expected to last up to 100 years as well. The current water main were installed 50 to 90 years ago and are nearing the ends of their life cycle. WSSC Water will replace the section of the water service connection from the property service line to the water main. Estimated construction schedule: fall 2029 to winter 2030, weather permitting. Mill and overlay work is scheduled to be completed in spring 2031, weather permitting as well. So right now, I will hand over the presentation to Mr. Al-Salam to attend to the questions from the town of CHEV.
Okay, so we would like to know if the town has any questions for us.
Great, thank you for that. Let me turn first to Mr. Galloway, Mr. Brayman, and Mr. Cardenas to see if they would like to come in.
I'll defer to Director Brayman and Mr. Cardenas.
Thank you, Mr. Galloway. Mr. Mayor, if I would, first of all, I'd like to thank Deputy Director Cardenas for spearheading this effort in my absence. He kept me informed, and from what I can tell, and I'm going to let him speak to that, it went smoothly. And so while I think everybody knows we had a hurdle in the beginning of our concerns with some of the work or much of the work of Task Order 201, I think once we got past the decision or that the work would be redone, from all the reports I heard, my take is that things went very smoothly. So I'd like to let Mr. Cardenas speak to that and have an opportunity to directly reflect on that.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. First of all, I want to say thank you to WSSC team. It's been great working with you, especially with you, with you, Nadir. I appreciate all your help, all the information, the updates that you provided to me, and it's been a long journey, but I think that this time we actually got to work together and put everything together. Mr. Johnson, I appreciate you helping too, and as much as you could, and all I can say is thank you, guys.
So with that, hopefully we have a good foundation for moving forward and working in partnership. I know that I gave some feedback to Nadir, and thank you, Nadir, in my absence for working so well with Luis and others, but and you as well, Mr. Johnson, and the entire team.
I just wanted to ask, was that a compression joke when you said foundation? I'm sorry.
Actually, I wasn't. Actually, it was not. But I'll put that in my pocket for later, another time when we're playing pool. So, anywho, my point is that I'm hoping that this allows us to work in tandem with WSSC and have shared expectations with how the work is done, but also too how it interacts with our residents, because we all know that our residents are our customers as well as WSSC's customers, but the work does impact them, and I'm glad to see that the water lines, which we'll be diving into that, and that's not meant to be a pun, but we'll be diving into that deeper next year, that those pipes are going to last beyond Mr. Cardenas retiring, and we won't have to be around for the replacements in 100 years. But with that, I'll move on to the other questions, Mr. Mayor.
Sure, Vice Mayor Briner, and then Councilmember Tansey.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, everyone. I think I've talked to many of you over the lifespan of Task Order 201. I represent Ward 3, which is the ward where almost all, if not all, of the work of Task Order 201 has taken place. I am glad Mr. Brayman brought up making sure that the work goes well with our residents, because I have heard some concerns recently. There were concerns about on 63rd Ave, the fact that there were no parking signs that were up that basically said no parking for the next 2 weeks, and then every 2 weeks the next round said no parking for the next 2 weeks. And as you know, Cheverly and actually 63rd Ave in particular, the roads are very narrow and there is not a lot of parking, and a lot of those houses don't have driveways. And so that was an issue. So I would just encourage us to try to be thoughtful about where we're parking equipment and where we're putting up no parking signs to make sure that people can access their houses without having to walk many, many blocks away from wherever they parked. But I do have a question because I'm looking at this list of, obviously, this list that we can see on our screen right now is that work is pretty much completed. We just need milling and overlay. But I heard from a resident on Laurel Ave a few weeks ago and then again today. And she's at the intersection of Laurel Ave and Inwood, around the low 3100s. And she was talking about how there has been work that has been happening on her road where there's a hole and it's been dug up multiple times, which I explained about sort of the first round of work was done, and then there were concerns about the compaction, so the work was redone, and that's why she saw that. Her big concern was about, again, there being equipment and no parking right in front of her house, and those houses have a pretty steep incline, and she has 3 young children, and so it was really tricky getting her family into their house because they could not park anywhere near the front of their house. But what concerns me here is that all of the remaining work looks like it's on Laurel Ave, but work has been already done on Laurel Ave. So I was wondering if you could talk a little more about what work has been done on that road, the remaining work, because if you scroll down just a little bit, yeah, the blue ones, that's all Laurel Ave, but there has been a lot of work already done there. And so I want to understand what I can tell folks on that road about what they should expect to come and what the timeline is for all the work being completed.
Thank you. Surely I can answer that. So the cleanouts. So first of all of the re-excavation, the heavy equipment that you guys seen and the residents seen, that was part of the re-excavation work. So all of that work has been completed. We've done the compaction test. We've did permanent asphalt. We've done the concrete restoration. There's still some seed and sod restoration that needs to be done because we ran out of the season. But everything else that's on here, it's trenchless. So what the contractor is going to do, where we install the cleanouts at the property lines, they're actually just going to come and they're going to line the laterals that's associated with that section.
Great. So if I can follow up, so this is not the big, heavy, large holes in the street kind of work?
No, ma'am. We're finished with that.
Okay, great. So it should be minimal interruption to residents.
Yes, ma'am. This is so. In actuality, they should be able to install at least 2 to 3 liners per day.
Okay.
Because it's a trenchless method.
Great. But
go ahead. Sorry.
But then because we're in winter now, the milling and overlay and the actual we are done can't happen until the spring.
Correct.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Brayman?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Johnson, thank you for that. But could you get into a little bit more detail as to, there is some equipment in front of the house when they are lining the lateral from the clean out to the main line, is there not?
No, so the only equipment they're going to see is a pickup truck and maybe perhaps a trailer that's behind a pickup truck.
Okay, and then there is some machinery though that does run and rev up and to heat up and let the lining be turned inside out inside the pipe, correct?
Yes, but that's going to be, all of that should be still associated with a trailer that's been towed by a pickup truck.
Okay, well, that gives an idea of what to expect, but there will be some work. I just wanted to point out there will be some work that is in front of each house. And it looks like, I guess we're going to talk the offline about trying to make sure that we're doing our best to not block driveways and things like that. But and maybe we can look to minimize the amount of no parking as we roll down and do those 2 or 3 houses per day.
Sounds good.
That would be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilmember Tansey.
Hey, thanks for coming in. I just want to make sure that I understand some of the long-term benefits to the town. Is I forget the term, it was called ductile iron, I think. Is that more resilient with freezing? Does it add any other benefits like, fewer sewer backups or, brown water? Boil tests, like what is the long-term benefit? Obviously some of the diameters are changing, so that's a capacity issue, which I think is very good, but I'd like to know, and I think the public in Cheverly would like to know what will be different when all this is done.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna take the question. So the thing that is gonna be different is like, because right now is like some areas in Chevy, they are having like a constant water main breaks. So immediately that we put in this new pipe, the constant water main breaks is going to stop.
Well, that's a big win.
Yes.
Okay, so that is the primary benefit, is that we should not have as many water main breaks.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And if I may, Mr. Mayor, pardon me, but I believe also too, this is going to improve the water quality, because over time, I think the main lines build up sediment around the pipes and can sometimes be released and things like that. So newer pipes will actually, so for instance, I believe in Ward 2, on the one end, there was near Crest and Carlisle. I believe there's continuing concerns over in that area. And while WSSC did come in to do a small section, sort of on an emergency basis, and thank you very much for that, this is going to have a larger effect on the west side of town for water quality as well, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Excellent. Any questions from Councilmember LeGloheck or Councilmember Wade about phase 1, phase 2, or phase 3?
Not at a time. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm also good. Thank you.
All right. Joy?
Yes, hello. I just wanted to add one piece. Calvin Johnson did mention that we had briefed some of the town's elected officials previously on our Beaver Dam environmentally sensitive area project. And I just wanted to mention it will be very soon. We will begin to promote that project because on January 6th, we do have a community meeting scheduled. That'll take place at 6:30 in the evening on January 6th, and we'll be sending out our postcard meeting invitations to communities around in those areas, those directly impacted streets, very shortly. So just wanted to be sure you were aware of that as well.
All right. Thank you for that. That's very helpful. Members of the public, any questions or comments for WSSC? Mr. Price, is your hand up? It looked like it was up briefly. Are there any other comments or questions from the public for WSSC or on any of these topics? All right, Mr. Price, can you, I'm going to try to unmute you. Go ahead.
Thank you. My question, I heard you speak of you had areas to do in the future planning. Is there, do you have any work schedule for properties between Chevrolet and the old hospital site?
Well, definitely phase 2 and phase 3 were in the industrial park on the west side in Ward 2, and possibly also part of phase 1, although I didn't catch that map.
They said they had future projects, but I thought there was some commitment to some water issues up with the properties that would be that the roads are considered on. And my question is do they have any plans in that area?
Mr. Johnson, I think the question is what plans does WSSC have to be prepared or to make preparations for the 2,000 or so new residents that are hopefully coming to Cheverly Hill?
Is this pertaining to water or sewer rehabilitation?
I would think the project would need both.
Yeah, I'm not personally familiar with like what WSSC infrastructure is still in place on the hill after the demolition. So that might be a question to take back unless Mr. Johnson, either Mr. Johnson.
So is this for new construction that's going to be happening in the town of Cheverly?
Yes. Jason, did you want to come in?
Yes, so this would be, if I understand correctly, this is the old hospital site. So that would be the process there. In WSSC, we call it as developer applicant projects. So the developer with an engineer would submit plans to WSSC. There is, multiple things that they need to do. WSSC will ultimately issue a permit to them, but that would be the developer would be responsible for the installation of the water in the sewer that then we inspect, and then ultimately gets turned over to WSSC. If there's any capacity issues, if there's not enough water into that area, we call those a DRP. And so the developer also would be responsible for installing new lines, larger lines from our transition mains of water that we have. But that would all be on the developer side, not WSSC funded. That is the developer funded assets that they would put in.
Thank you.
All right. Are there any further questions or comments for WSSC? All right. Seeing none, thank you all for your time and for your effort and for joining us tonight. We appreciate the partnership.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I believe this now takes us to Ms. Joni Bell and Councilmember LeGloheck as a liaison. Please take it away.
Hi, I'm Joni Bell. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a member of the Cheverly Day Committee, but I'm not here to discuss the Cheverly Day. I'm here to discuss Cheverly Week. And I wish I could see all your faces when I said that, but for some reason I'm not. As you know, 2026 is the 95th anniversary of Cheverly. So I came up with this idea that we do a week-long celebration and do it as like a dry run for what we could do 5 years after that for the 100th anniversary of Cheverly. And also, next Cheverly Day, which is September 26th, is also a parade year. So I'm working on the parade also. So if you have any questions, how about holding off until I finish all this, okay? We want to do I want to get together in January with all the people from the official town groups and the unofficial town groups to plan events not only in Cheverly proper, but at the apartments in Old Fourth Ward. So I'll be talking to the community groups about that next month. I'm working with a graphic artist to come up with a logo for the 95th, which could be used for is anyone hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Keep going.
So the logo would be used for things like merch and maybe the wine glasses, 95th anniversary wine glasses at the wine tent Maybe the men's club will decide to do 95th anniversary beer mugs. Who knows? Cups. I will be keeping the official calendar. I'm asking council members that when all this gets rolling next month, that they encourage members in their wards to come up with ideas for Cheverly Day. And then once Cheverly Week, and then once everybody comes up with their ideas, we have a Cheverly Day 95th email address they can send me. And once I confirm that you have something planned for some date, I will put it on the official calendar. So if everybody comes a week later and say, no, we want to do that on this date, I don't want overlapping events that can get in the way of other events. Now, as for the parade, we're going to move some of the morning Cheverly Day events to other days. So you won't have the soccer game, you won't have the softball game, because that'll be at the time of the parade. And we want everybody to have an entry in the parade. And the parade sign-up form is on the Cheverly Day website. For the parade, I was hoping that council will walk the parade route, and maybe they could do something like be a kazoo band. And the only other thing I'm pretty much asking council to do, so I'm not asking for money or anything, is if council would maybe schedule a movie night during that week or a resident appreciation during that day. And for the parade, we're going to look for the oldest residents, the people who've lived in town the longest, the people born in 1931, and people in their 100s. And I understand we have more than one in their 100s. Mike Callahan, who's working with me on the parade, suggested that we try to get the Old Town Trolley people to donate a trolley for the parade, and we could put those people we are honoring, like the oldest vets, in the trolley. And so that's what I'm planning. I'm not telling any group what they should do for Cheverly Day, although if they have questions, I could suggest different things that they might. And 2 groups or 3 groups could go together on one event. I'm telling them there's no budget, so whatever they do, they should find sponsorships or pay for it themselves. I've already talked to the Cheverly prom people of putting the prom near all this. And I'm going to talk to the youth council also. I thought one good thing might be Sunday in the park, the first weekend. That would be like the 20th. Doing like an all ages talent show or a potluck in the park or something along those lines. Okay, now, anybody have questions? Just ask me. Just know that nothing's been laid out in stone yet.
Any questions for Joni?
You're all in shock?
We're carefully considering this amazing opportunity.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Price, is your hand still up or up again? All right, if you're...
Up again.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd just like to commend the young lady, and I would look forward to working to her and riding in that trolley.
Thank you, Fred.
Any further questions or comments for the Cheverly Day Committee? All right, hearing none. Thank you, Ms. Bell.
Okay, after I'm done here, I could put in the chat the email for the 95th anniversary if you would like that.
That would be very helpful. Please do that.
Okay, I will. And you all know where to find me if you need to ask me something. Or you can send it to the Cheverly 95th email address. I'm done.
Thank you for all of that and for getting an early start on this. It's very exciting.
Okay, thanks, Micah.
Take care. All right, I think that takes us to the update from Keller Construction. I saw Robin Barnhart from CPJ and Kelly if you, Kelly Wallace from Keller, why don't we go to you two first? We'll start with Kelly and then go, and then I'll ask Robin if she has any comments, and then we'll go to Mr. Galloway's team.
Okay, so we've made some progress since our last meeting. We've had fire alarm, fire sprinkler, and electrical final inspections conducted this week. All three of the inspectors have minor comments that they want us to address. We're already in the process of doing that. We have a re-inspection called for the electrical final tomorrow. So we expect to get our final passed on electrical tomorrow. Fire sprinkler, fire alarm should follow early next week or by middle of next week, roughly. Two finals that follow after that, one is plumbing and one is elevator. We've called the state for the elevator inspection, and we expect to get an answer for a date tomorrow. So the work that we needed to do in there, except for one small item with the pit ladder, which we expect to wrap up on Tuesday. So we've called the inspection in for as early as Wednesday of next week. Plumbing is really the only outlier that I can't pin down quite yet. It has to do with a chimney flue that needs to be installed over a compressor that's in the garage area. We had some issues trying to get somebody along the lines of an engineer to agree what exactly we needed. We got that worked out. We're trying to get the parts. Once we get the parts in place, then we'll be able to fully schedule that work and then the subsequent final inspection after that. Once we get those finals, the last two come almost by rote. We get building inspection, fire marshal inspection, and then together they apply for the UNO, which is usually a day or two administrative process that follows. So that's our current status. We're also continuing to work on our punch list. I believe the town has started to create their punch list. So once we receive that, we'll turn around and start working on whatever that list generates. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
All right. To add to that, I would say yes. We the Chevrolet team and CPJ went out on Wednesday, and we started the punch list inspection. We started on the exterior and have finished the exterior. We're doing a very thorough inspection. So we were only able to finish the exterior on Wednesday. So we have scheduled another day for next Tuesday, where we'll be going out and going through the interior of the building, cover all of that. I also wanted to give an update about the fields. I know that's a big concern of the council. So with coordinating with Mr. Brayman, he was able to provide some documentation about the discussions during the design phase, which we've also provided to the Keller team. And Kelly has shared that with the design engineers. They are working on getting surveying to verify the field dimensions can be provided. So we do not have a specific answer to that yet, but it is making some forward movement with that to come to a resolution to either say, yes, everything is fine, or if there isn't, come up with, then we have to identify a solution for that. But
All right, thank you for that. Mr. Brayman or Mr. Cardenas or Mr. Galloway?
If I may again, I'll start off. Mr. Wallace, I believe though that you updated us too with some bad news on the schedule. Is that correct?
Well, ultimately, we are not going to make the 12th, given the re-inspections. We may get our initial setup done by then, but then it's going to be a few days after that. Our newest best estimate right now would be the following week, the 19th. But again, there's one or two things that I just can't pin down. So I'll have a much clearer picture as soon as I get that information.
So, and if I may, just share with the mayor and council in the town. I'm completely disappointed. I've expressed that in our meetings twice a week. This has been a focus even when I was away. But I just want to say it is the primary focus of mine at this point, to try to get down to every nut and bolt and screw and timeline and get this thing completed as soon as possible. So, you know, on behalf of, since I'm the lead on this, I do apologize, but I appreciate CPJ joining us on this and the patience of the town. But this is very frustrating, and that is motivating me even more to make sure that we get this done as quick as possible, but get it done correctly.
Thank you for that, Mr. Bremen. Yeah, disappointed is also, and frustrated are two words that also apply to me on this. I guess, Mr. Bremen, maybe a question for you is, could you just briefly lay out, like, when you get the UNO, because again, I think our primary focus right now is making sure that your team is moving into a safe and functional building. So we get a UNO on date X. You know, what are the next following 2 or 3 weeks look like for Chevrolet staff in the building?
To be as transparent as I can, I think. I don't know. At this point, the punch list or items to be done, some might be in a column that may or may not affect the UNO. For the most part, I think what we observed on the exterior didn't, but the punch list is going to continue. That is an ongoing discussion that we haven't internally or with Keller determined the best timeline of that. Based upon the exterior inspections or review on Wednesday, the punch list appears to be significant. So that's going to be that we're internally trying to develop a strategy on the best way to move in, but allowing for the punch list to be done. An example is, you know, the concrete pour is of great concern to myself and CPJ and everyone else. The concrete in between the parking structure and the building, and so when that is addressed, it's likely best that it's addressed when we're not in the building to not interrupt operations. But at the same time, too, I don't think that specifically is likely going to upset the UNO. So,
right,
that's one of the
Good
top
example.
priorities to determine that. But what we're trying to do is not make any more missteps.
Yeah, thank you for that excellent example. Council, any comments or concerns you want to raise? Any, Vice Mayor Brenner.
Yeah, this sucks. And it feels to me like with a use and occupancy date of December 19th, I mean, that kind of seals the deal that this is no longer a 2025 project, which is extremely disappointing. And I said this last time or the time before, but I want to say it again for Mr. Bremen. Like, I really appreciate all the work that our staff has done, and I want to make sure that we are not accepting anything that is not up to standard for our staff, and that the focus of the building is on Public Works using it and it being usable, all the systems being usable for Public Works, and not necessarily, oh, mayor and council are going in and having a meeting in there, so we're done. So I appreciate, and I know that staff has been focused on that, but yeah, it sucks.
Mr. Brayman.
Thank you. And I appreciate those comments, but I am proud of the team. I don't believe, I recall being asked, and this I think I answered, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, fairly accurately, that when we moved into the trailer, I didn't expect that we were going to miss much of a beat. So I am proud of the team that we've been able to, I think, keep up with operations from that. So hopefully, you know, if we're missing something, please let me know. Hopefully, maybe offline. You know, we do want to get it right, but I do appreciate that you want to prioritize public works and the team.
I agree with that 100%. I think there are probably plenty of residents in town who do not know about the building project and have not noticed any difference in their public works services and would be shocked to find out that you are working out of a trailer. So I agree wholeheartedly that the staff has done an amazing job.
Great. Mr. Galloway.
Yeah, I have to agree that the team has been doing an amazing job considering that they've been working out of a trailer and out of a separate location, completely separate that of the town hall campus. Mayor and council, let me remind you all, or point you to the August meeting when I told you all that this project probably wouldn't be completed until January or February. We did have the meeting with Keller earlier this week where December the 19th was tossed up. As I've told Keller, we do have a PGCMA meeting scheduled for January that will take place there. And they are anticipating that meeting as well. However, I don't expect for us to get a UNO this calendar year. And I am disappointed as Vice Mayor Bronner has indicated, but I am extremely disappointed in this project. I will not be providing any type of references for this company moving forward. And, you know, we can talk about the rest of what I want to talk about later on, but I am completely dissatisfied with where we are right now. The timeline, the lack of follow through, the different project managers that we've had. I think my list can go on, but I'll save that for later. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Galloway. Okay, well, I think that concludes this item. Mr. Wallace and Ms. Barnhart, we will see you back here at the town meeting on the 18th, and we appreciate the ongoing dialogue and your willingness to come to these meetings. The 18th will be our last meeting of the year, so we will see you there and then likely see you again in January, hopefully with better news. Unless there's anything else from council on this topic, or is there anything from the public on this topic? The Keller construction project for the Ely building. Seeing none, I think that takes us to Council Member Fry and Garces discussing Chevrolet Station Apartments. I don't have it. I think that's next on the agenda, but I don't have the agenda in front of me.
That would be
That's
me.
actually the town administrator update.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Galloway.
All right. Well, good evening, Mayor and Council again. Just a real brief update for you all. And I just wanted to thank the community for having patience with the town on the matter with the gym floor. I can assure you that I have been working with that contractor, and they're going to be working as fast as possible so that we can get a great product in. The Boys and Girls Club has been patient with us throughout this. This has just been the perfect storm. So thank you all for your patience. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for your support on that matter as well. As it relates to Boyd Park, the restrooms are closed for the season. So I just wanted to make sure that you all are aware of that. Any questions as it relates to the weatherization of the pipes in the Boyd Park restrooms? Okay. All right, so in moving forward, Hometown Heroes, the forms must be submitted by and paid for by December the 14th to be hung on the polls on January the 26th. So forms submitted after December the 14th will be hung on polls on July of 2026. So just wanted to make sure that we put that out there, because at the next town meeting, we will be bringing forward some hometown hero recommendations, but wanted to make sure that we have enough time to ensure that the packets that we receive, we can move forward with verifying. Any questions with that? Okay.
So if they've already been approved from like the last committee, does the committee actually reach out to the folks who've applied their with like or sent in their form and let them know that that's when they pay, or do they just pay from the very beginning?
Yeah, the committee will be reaching out to them after
Okay.
after the mayor and council has approved them.
So if they've already been approved, then they should have already been reached out to and told that they need to make payment by December 14th.
Correct.
In the last batch, that's still part of the ones that's supposed to go up in January.
Yes, that is.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So if there's any follow up on mine, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And mayor and council, just to Mr. Price has his hand raised. Mayor, I can entertain that question if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go ahead. Mr. Price, you have a question about Hometown Heroes?
No, my question, he had moved from Boyd Park. My question was about the gates at Boyd Park. I saw there's been some effort there. And also on Boyd Park, I see that the church is coming down. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Can you have any information in both of those items?
Yes, sir. I think as far as the gate at Boyd Park, we're still waiting on PEPCO to assist us with electricity with the gate. We're very close. We're just waiting on that aspect of Boyd Park. As it relates to the church, the owner is, to my understanding, installing a new roof. And they're making the building structurally sound, according to the owner. So we have been in communication as a town with the owner, and we'll be able to provide more updates as we receive more information.
Will our code enforcement officer be keeping an eye on that project?
Yes, he is.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead with your report, Mr. Galloway.
Okay. I'm sorry I lost it, but I just found it again. All right, Mayor and Council, just wanted to make sure that we're all aware of a few events that are coming up. Considering it's December, just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page. On December the 5th, tomorrow evening, we have the Community Caring and Sharing event, which will be held at Legion Park. Saturday, December the 6th at 11 a.m., the Rec Council Holiday Party will be hosted at the Legion. Thursday, December the 11th from 6 to 10. That's the PGCMA holiday celebration. And Friday, December the 12th through December the 15th. That's a holiday decoration drive around. And that will be a mayor and council function. Also on Friday, December the 12th, we will do our shot with the cop. And if the chief or the deputy chief is available at this time, they can provide more information. And Mayor and Council, if any of you would like to attend the shot with the cop, you most certainly can. Chief, deputy chief, are you available for an update?
Mr. Galloway, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll be doing Shop with a Cop on the 12th. We'll be picking 15 children up from Spelman. As soon as dismissal is over, we'll be taking them. We haven't determined the exact location yet, either Walmart on 450 or Target in Largo. And then we'll be bringing the children back to the PD to wrap gifts and provide pizza, like a pizza party for them. So, you know, we would enjoy your participation and support in this if you're so inclined. And then the parents will be coming to the police station at 7 p.m. to pick the children up.
Awesome.
So, Mayor and Council, if you can, would love to have your participation with Shot with the Cop. It is very, very fun. Yeah. On Saturday, December the 13th, that is the last market of the year, which is the holiday market. It's from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. And that takes us through pretty much to December the 18th, when we will have our last town meeting for the year, and that town meeting will be virtual.
Councilmember Fry?
So on the 13th, it will be in the parking lot at 6401 Forest Road, outdoors.
It will be at the town hall facility. That will be determined at a later date.
Okay. If we can assist them, and I don't know that we normally do put out a news and announcement, but just because this is an annual event and people expect it to be at town hall, and if it's not inside or at that location, it would be good to make sure that people are aware so that they're not going to the wrong place or have the wrong expectations.
Coincidentally, I was on a conference call with the market board during the Pepco presentation. So, so yeah, we have a plan in place for communication for next week, so that that message can be sent out in a news and announcement and on our social media accounts. Yes, that's all that I can say about that for right now.
Okay. Yeah, I know that there's so much that goes in, much more that goes into the organization of actually putting on this event. So the community market folks, they do a lot of behind the scenes work. So I just really appreciate their understanding and flexibility with what's been happening. And I hope that we will all come out, no matter where it is, just make sure we're supporting the vendors who are coming out for this.
Absolutely.
Council, any questions for the town administrator? Mr. Tanzi.
Hey, I just checked the weather forecast for the 13th, and the Friday low will be 23, and the Saturday high will be 34. Do we have the if it is going to be outside, do we have the capacity to get those sort of heat lamps that, you know, could make it more pleasant for people? I don't even know if we have the power capacity for that outdoors, but that's pretty cold, especially since the low before was 23, so it'll still be in the 20s when they start.
I'll tell you, that has been a topic of discussion, okay? And in closing the red roof in has been a topic of discussion as well, with the heat lamps in there, okay? Just because I do know that December's in Maryland could be, brutal. So we're exploring every option right now to ensure that this holiday market will be a successful market.
Cool. I love it.
Thank you.
Excellent. Any further questions from the council for the town administrator? All right. Thank you, Mr. Galloway.
Thank you.
That takes us to council members Garces and Fry. Anything you go ahead.
Sorry about that. Hey everyone. First of all, sorry for the sniffies. Just caught them yesterday. I apologize. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the walked awards 5 and 6 at Chevrolet Station Apartments. I was glad to have Mayor Watson and Councilmember Tanzi just walked the award with myself, as well as the property managers, which is Ms. Demetrius and Ms. Madeline, the regional manager, as well as Lonnie. We had several conversations. some of the, of course, I addressed the elephant in the room, which was the cameras. They have cameras up and running. They're all stationed facing the parking lot and entrances, and I actually saw the feed myself. Ms. Demetrius was kind enough to send me, let me see the feed, and they look great. They look amazing. They're, well overdue. But they were definitely they're definitely up, and she has direct access to it. I did ask in regards to what, I'm not even sure if I should say that here, but them getting with Chief or acting Chief Cross regarding being able to access that for emergency purposes or investigation purposes. I'll have that conversation, I guess, offline with Mr. Galloway and Chief regarding that. We also discussed. I recently had made an observation that there were 19 units vacant from maybe within a span of 1 month, maybe three weeks to a month. I did ask them about that. They did start doing mass evictions, not because of petty fines. These were evictions caused by thousands of dollars owed, and and unfortunately, that's what they're tied up to do. So that's, that was a bummer. But unfortunately, it's what they got to do, right? You don't pay. They do provide certain programs, or they try to direct them to different programs, so they could get assistance. So they're trying to help people out, especially in these times now. And with that being said, they did ask for assistance for the town if we know of any job fairs or any job seeking related anything. They have a lot of openings on our Ross management. They did promise to see furlough employees or laid off employees, federal employees first, and give them the opportunity to get interviews. But they just asked for assistance. We have any job fairs coming up or things like that. They will want to participate as well. This is for anybody. Anybody's welcome to apply. Even it's a part-time, they have availability. What else? They also did ask for assistance for the town to, I guess, approach Aldi's. We're seeing a lot of shopping carts get abandoned at the apartment complexes. They tried making contact with the Aldi's manager or I guess regional manager, and they still haven't either came up with a plan or suggested that they will try their best at least to collect these carts. So they in some, I guess in some way, I guess that shopping center falls under Shirley's town limits. So they asked for us if we could approach them and ask them to to implement something to come pick up the shopping carts. So Mr. Galloway, I don't know if that's something we could do or something you could look into. That would really be appreciated. They also, I'm so sorry, guys. I did ask for the what's the staffing model for the holidays. They say that they'll be up and running. There's always going to be someone at the office at least. Enough staff to serve our community, our residents there as well. Security will be there as well. So just pretty much the only days that would change would be Christmas and Christmas Eve, which is a given. But other than that, there will be 24 emergency maintenance available, and also security. Whoops. They also asked for assistance in regarding the WSCC water break that they had maybe during the summer. It was here, I think it was in Kilmer or around this area over here, that actually cost CSA tons of money because they had to repair the pavement. They had to repair it all out of pocket. They're looking for ways for them to, I guess, send an invoice to WCC, or if they could just get in contact with them, because Ms. Demetrius and Madeline had asked that they are always promised that they were going to get called back, and they never do. I know we have some direct measures to get in contact with certain people. Maybe if Mr. Galloway, we could put them on with someone.
Hold on one second. Mr. Galloway has his hand up, but I'm sure that we can ask Thomas Johnson to give her a call. Mr. Galloway?
Yeah, I do have the information for Aldi, and we'll be in touch with them as it relates to WSSC. Absolutely. I can go ahead and connect Dimitri with Thomas Johnson and team so that that connection can be made and he can provide some assistance. I just wanted to give you a brief update, Councilmember Garces and Councilmember Fry, as it relates to the fines that they've paid. They've paid a little over they paid $6,300 and some odd dollars in fines, and that was based off of the most previous inspection. They still owe us about $600 just due to missing fire alarms, and we're waiting on that. So just so that you know, they have sent us their camera, where all of their security cameras are located, and I would be willing to provide a copy to you, but the chief and the deputy chief probably should review it first for security purposes. And then Councilmember Garces, I know that there was some unfair noise complaints that were kind of charged to Chevrolet Station, which were not Chevrolet Station. It was in a area that is occupied by someone else outside of the municipal jurisdiction. We have been in touch with the county on this matter, with the county police department, and with the liquor board. And permit board, because the permit may be in question. So we've been in touch with the proper people and with our attorney Eddie Pounds to provide assistance with that, and we're hoping that this matter will be resolved sooner than later. We will be out and around on Friday and Saturday night listening for this, so that if there are noise complaints, I will encourage each and every one of you to call 911 so that it is documented. And whenever we get in front of the permit board, they can pull those calls for service as proof. So that's all that I have there, and I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Mr. Garces.
Yeah, that's Thank you. I appreciate that. That is definitely good news. I know when I spoke to Ms. Dimitri in regards to that, they were like, they felt blindsided. They're like, wait, how could we possibly make people anywhere in the park make that much noise? And in fact, through experience, that same night I went out to walk my my partner's dog, and it was quiet. And then I even myself and whatever, and like the only thing you would hear is, I guess, people when they were leaving the area or or during the establishments there, like that's all the noise you would hear. But I highly doubt that noise was heard across the Aldis, across the houses. So I really do appreciate you clearing that up for them, Mr. Galloway. I'll I'll get in touch with Dimitri's and give her any of the updates or whatever updates I could give her. Thank you again for that. What else? I did ask Ms. Dimitri's and Madeline regarding the Pitbull ban lift. A lot of people I know weren't happy with that, but they decided to. Their plan is to now, I guess, go by weight of the dog. I guess they're I don't know if it's something regarding the county or I don't know the implementations of that, but they're going to go based on the weight of the pit bull. Certain amount of weight of pounds they will have to turn around and be denied. Also, I did ask for any upcoming projects, major projects in the apartments. They said not at least any major repairments at this point, no. But in the upcoming summer, they will be, I guess, switching out old AC drains to prevent clogs, to for a better flow of AC, and hopefully, I'm not going to say that's probably the answer to the AC situation that goes on over here, but I guess it's something, right? But that's a continuous effort from the town and them to try to better the control the heat within the apartments for the summer. What else? I did ask for when will be the next parking audits, which means that they're going to they're going to give out new stickers, parking stickers, permits to park there. So that's coming soon. Amy, I was going to send you a brief of this as well. They're going to start late January, just give people more time to, I guess, renew registrations and etc. But the parking auditing would start around next year, the end of next month. But other than that, again, I appreciate Mr. Galloway for putting in the work. Thank you for being attentive and responsive to I guess my ask to regarding Chevrolet Station Apartments. Mayor Watson and Councilmember Tanzi, thank you for showing up, and thank you everyone else that reached out and told me they couldn't make it. I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate the efforts. I know it was like a last minute change up. It wasn't our ideal day, but honestly, thank you guys. I appreciate the support from all of you guys, and they just keep on keeping on.
Okay. Can anyone else? Charlie, are you still talking?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. Councilmember Fry, anything to add?
Nothing to add. But I did send over, Councilmember Garcia, I did send over to you the shopping cart bill. I don't know if it applies to Aldi, but it's something we can look into in regards to penalties because the county does have something for that. Oh, and Mr. Galloway, in regards to the music, thank you. I'm still getting emails and text messages about that. So, and telling people to call the police or call 911 to report it, just so they have that, so that we have the data if we need it for the nuisance and abatement board. But I appreciate CPD in advance for being vigilant this weekend because I know people are going to be very upset if it gets really loud again.
Right. Any questions for Councilmember Garces or Councilmember Fry? All right, hearing none, I think that takes us to the December town meeting and future agenda requests. I have two budget adjustments for the 18th. One is Trent Street cameras. The second is another budget adjustment that Mr. Galloway has the details on. The third item I have is the introduction and first reader of the charter amendment resolution. And the fourth item I have is Keller update.
Can I just give a brief update on what that second one was?
Yes, sir.
I'll be asking the mayor and council for an additional $12,000 to add to our project charge for brand new bleachers for the gym. Currently, we have $50,000 that have been awarded to us. And to get top quality bleachers, it's going to cost us an additional $12,000. However, the bleachers, if they were placed today, if the order was placed today, we would not get them until April. So basketball season will be over with. Maybe there's kickball or something inside of the gym that goes on during that time. But, with that being said, that would be the perfect time to have the bleachers installed. So there's some other caveats there, but right now I'll be asking for an additional $12,000. Thank you so much.
Council, any additional items for the December 18 town meeting agenda? Anyone tracking anything else? Anyone? Councilmember Wade.
Yeah, not for the town meeting, but just for, I guess, the next work session update regarding the policies for mayor and council usage of town resources. So just keep that on the tracker regarding that.
Yeah, I think the January work session would include the latest update from the policy committee on their items, as well as, so this is the January work session, as well as a discussion of 5701 Landover Road.
Got it. Thank you.
Vice Mayor Briner.
Yeah, I was just going to confirm that we are planning to meet before the next work session. Usually we meet the first Thursday of the month, which is right now. But we have 3 meetings tonight, so we're not going to add a fourth. But we should be right on track to have that on the agenda for the next work session.
Great. Thank you. Any additional items from anyone? All right. Not hearing any. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
That's your third motion in a row. Councilmember Garces gets the second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? It passes 6-0. Council, let us take a 4-minute break and then reconvene on the open to close link that's in your email. Have a good evening, everyone.
Good night.